And I think a second reason, Waltham existed 200 years before 1814. So the Boston Manufacturing Company, founded in 1814, John Winthrop came up the Charles River in 1631. We were a well-established town by the time the Boston Associates arrived here, or by the time the Industrial Revolution arrived here. The Boston Associates were always looked at, they were outsiders. They weren't of Waltham. Now, as Alex said earlier, they were breezes. They were well regarded. Jackson lived in Waltham for a short while. He lived, as I said, on the Waltham Common. Paul Moody lived in Waltham. Francis Cabot Lowell and the others, they're Bostonians, and they come here. So Waltham had this long history, and they never dominated the town. Lowell, on the other hand, it was a town. It was East Chelmsford. But the mills came in, and they overwhelmed the town. In Waltham, they never did that. So they overwhelmed Lowell. They take control of Lowell, and they more or less could do what they wanted. Here, they couldn't. And I think the third reason Waltham is different than Lowell, we were fortunate. If you look at the Moody Street Falls, it's only 10 feet. So we have a small waterfall. If you go up to the Merrimack, it's much bigger. I think if we had had a stronger river, my guess is Waltham today would resemble more of a Lowell Lawrence than it does a Waltham, and my guess a lot of you wouldn't be here. Your families would have left at some point. So Waltham, we had the waterfall, we had enough to bring in the industry, but it never overwhelmed the town. When did the schools end, and when did the mills' involvement end in the schools? Right at the Civil War. In 1864, the last of the factory schools closed down. By that time, there was huge competition in the textile industry. They weren't making the money they once had. And in 1864, the last of the factory schools was given up. Waltham School Committee at the time, they voted a thank you to the Boston Manufacturing Company, and they said, we hope other companies will follow their lead.